Hello, more Bazaar. Stelle has just been announced and I've been given the opportunity to show off some of her new items before her release next Wednesday. She looks very fun. The items I've been given is like a little like self-destruction archetype we haven't really seen before. It looks pretty sick. First, I'm going to take this opportunity to show a little, forgive me. I upload daily edited Bazaar content, throwing item pop-ups if you don't know what something does, and editing stuff out like day one Bananable. I try and keep a varied approach to the rank runs I do upload, trying not to play the same thing twice. If that sounds like it's for you, feel free to check the channel out. Alright, chilling over. Here's the part you're here for. I'm not going to dangle these items out over the course of like 10 minutes. Here they all are. If that's all you're here for, there you go. Take your screenshot, and I hope you have a nice day. The rest of this video is going to be me talking about each of them, along with some dev notes I've been provided that explain a bit more about the mechanics. First, I want to talk about Buster. This is the card I've been given that seems to contain the most new mechanics. This says, when your vehicles or drones start flying, this starts flying. When this stops flying, deal damage equal to 20% of your enemy's max health, then destroy this in an enemy item for the fight. So first off, we got a new type, drone. I believe two of them were shown in the trailer today, and you can see they go pretty fast, so getting this thing flying doesn't seem too hard. Alright, so what is this flying mechanic? Given this little tooltip here, item is considered flying and affected by freeze and slow for half duration. I was given a little extra info about flying. So first off, having of the slow and freeze only applies to new slow and freeze. So if something's already frozen for 2 seconds, making it fly is not going to have that to 1. Flying is also a binary condition, so items are either flying or they're not. It also doesn't have a duration, so flying items will remain flying until something causes them to stop. A lot of items in Stelle's pool are going to care about flying. Some want many items to be flying at once, some care about using flying items, and some care about when items stop or start flying. Seems like a neat new condition to play around and Stelle's main gimmick. Anyway, Buster seems cool. It seems pretty easy to make it start flying. No idea how hard it'll be to make it stop, but if it's pretty easy, then you're looking at a very quick, burst of damage and then some very good utility through item destruction. It seems more for utility and then something like, Keg. This doesn't seem like your item that's killing people because it can't crit. At Obsidian, it's dealing, what, 40%? I mean, maybe the diamond upgrade is 40%, and then that would be 80% with Obsidian. That would be pretty silly. Also, another idea is like you put Radiant on this thing and then you just spam it. That would be very silly. A lot of item destruction and damage just very fast. We'll have to see how easy it is to make this thing stop flying. Next is Voyage. This is 6 seconds, deal 100, burn 10. When this stops flying, use this 6 times and destroy this. This is our last card that involves a flight mechanic. It seems alright. 600 damage and 60 burn burst is not bad. Maybe still has ways to scale that damage further into the late game. I don't know, maybe it's fine how it is. I'm having a hard time gauging how powerful this looks. Anyway, this also is a card that seems like it go hard with a Radiant enchant, which is nice to see. I really love fun Radiant enchants. Radiant's actually useful for once. Whoa. Next is another self-destroy item. Seems to be the theme of the items I was given. This says 14 seconds, destroy this. When this is destroyed, deal damage equal to 35% of your enemy's max health. So basically this is a 10-second faster keg, but without the built-in charge. Although another big difference is I don't think this can crit, right? Because the damage part is part of the passive, which takes effect when this is destroyed, right? So I don't think this can crit. So you're never looking at just like, oh, I get Obsidian and crit, and this is one-shotting. Still, it seems cool with like Rivet Gun, and I'm sure she'll have some other haste and charge options too to make this go pretty fast. Also, extremely funny counter destruction if any dinosaurs show up. Next, an old item, now reworked. This is Hydrogen Tank, which used to be in the game as Propane Tank. This card has been reworked to 5 seconds, haste adjacent items for 1 second. If you have a vehicle, use this at the start of fight. When this is destroyed, burn 100. Start of combat effects are always really strong, especially haste, and still seems to have a few small vehicles, so you can probably work this in even if your main plan isn't vehicles. The destroy effect also seems pretty good. I saved this for second last, though, because our last item, LavaRoller, seems to synergize with it quite well. This is a vehicle that says 10 seconds, burn 30, destroy an adjacent item for the fight. When you destroy an item, double this item's burn for the fight. So you could start of combat haste using Hydrogen Tank and then have LavaRoller destroy Hydrogen Tank and apply a bunch of burn like that. And then there's also, of course, the synergy with the big one, so you could also deal a bunch of damage with that instead. It seems pretty neat. I was also curious about the ordering of these effects. Something like Atlas Stone does the doubling damage and then deals its damage. So I was wondering if this worked the same. I reached out to Toby about it. He said it's intended to double the burn and then do the burn, which improved my opinion of this item by quite a bit. It seems like kind of the capstone in this destruction board. Use Hydrogen Tank with it, use the big one with it. I think it'll be especially good with Buster, which destroys 2 items and maybe goes pretty fast. So you know, you get all that doubling before the first hit, which is also going to double. That's quite a bit of burn potentially, right? Seems like a very, very cool board to run this self-destruction synergy. And then finally, before I stop yapping, I gotta give props to the art team. This all looks amazing. I'm an especially big fan of Voyage and LavaRoller. LavaRoller might just be one of my favorite arts in the game now. The little like glass road it's creating as it drives across the sand is so sick. Anyway, that's all the item reveals I have for you today. It seems very cool. I'm excited for next season. Thank you very much for watching. If you would like to see more, feel free to subscribe. See ya.